feel like y'all, my telephone had shut off a little bit, so okay. Elect, and only those predetermined for salvation here in these last visions that know the name of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, as it is written in biblical scriptures. He saves, he delivers, he is salvation. On this side, you have the name of the Father, Yahweh, Yahweh, which means he exists, the self-existent one, okay? The creator of the heavens, the earth, the sea, all that is therein in the foundations of water. Now remember, the Most High is a spirit, and he created a tabernacle in symbolic language, okay, or metaphorical for Yahushua HaMashiach, okay, Melchizedek or Malak Tazadak, right? Okay. Wow, it said, my telephone said transmission is weak because of a weak internet connection. I just paid the goddamn internet bill. So that lets me know they have to, okay? Because that means that they, look, if Esau Edom is so goddamn white, racist, white, supreme, and they so fucking supreme, right? Why do they have to set, what was it, the keeper of the royal secret? That's the royal secret. Never tell me and brother Yakal that we're the Israelites of the Holy Bible. And by any means necessary, they're going to do whatever it takes in order to keep us from the truth. Okay? Honestly, they ain't got out of the truth. They got to take the internet down. They have to. They don't have a choice. Because they're hemorrhaging and they're bleeding the truth. Because this entire society was set up the land of golden streets, all this other bullshit. The vast found out that in order to have anything of any monetary substance, you got to go to work every day. Every day. 7 days a fucking week, no break. And these heathen nations, they're not accustomed to that type of shit. They knew they had to get a job. They knew they had to go to school. They knew they had to do whatever it takes. They're black, and they know most white people look at all black people the same. They just put them all in one goddamn category. So there's not going to be a difference between system with child support, washing money through, knowing who is who, and they're dependent on ICE, because you probably didn't know this, but there's been over 225 to 250,000 extra applicants that have applied to ICE.
They just said they're going after the Native Americans now too. Straight up.
Wow, that's crazy. See, so Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. The dollar is good at a slow, steady decline using gradualism. Okay, all that shit is being destroyed from off the face of the earth. So they're taking it out on the children of Israel, a Judite. Okay, because they, like it says in Genesis chapter 27, verse 41, Esau said, so now, with great wrath, they're going to start coming down and destroy us all. They don't give a goddamn anymore. And Immigration's Customs and Enforcement Agency, in Immigration's Customs and Enforcement, what they've been doing, okay, is over 32 to 40 people have been unalived in Immigration's Customs and Enforcement Agency in their hands, in their custody. Between 32 and 40 people have died. Why is it not on the mainstream media? Why is it not point blank motherfucking range with a 6-year-old little boy in the back seat? These people didn't give a goddamn, and they sure as hell ain't gonna give a shit about us. I just heard through the grapevine that so that's exactly what these goddamn devils are doing, man. Okay? With the Holy Spirit, the Rahama Kakwadash is telling us exactly what these devils are up to, how they're doing it, why they're doing it, and for what reasons they're doing it. Okay? And we bring chapter 12, verse 13, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter, fear God and keep his commandments. For this is the whole duty of man. And the only men that the Bible was referring to are Israelites. Because the flock of those Israelite men are those, okay, and they know it. And they're running out of time to keep the hegemony, keep white privilege, and to be proud as a motherfucker. This is their last go around. They know it. Okay? Like it says in the book of Revelation, verse 2. And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years. During that 1,000-year period was the Byzantine Empire, the Holy Roman Empire. Okay? The Byzantine Empire was ran by us. For 1,000 years, there was no war, there was no rape, there was no pill, no war. Everybody was making babies. Everybody had gold. Everybody had silver. Everybody had everything they fucking wanted. During the Renaissance period, the rebirth of the Roman Empire, the empire of the Edomites, these goddamn Caucasian devils crawled out of the Caucasus Mountains, the land of Khazaria, home of the Caucasus Mountains. By description, means cave dweller. These motherfuckers were troglodytes. Okay? Like it tells you in the book of Job, chapter 30, verse 1. Okay, they were troglodytes. Troglodyte, okay, is a cave dweller. Troglodyte is a goddamn caveman. Okay? During the Renaissance period, the rebirth of the Roman Empire, the empire of the Edomites, okay, these troglodytes crawled out of the Caucasus Mountains. Arabia decided to start doing business in central bank digital currency, in their own currency, the Riyal, okay, through Enbridge, thereby cutting America the fuck out of the way. They cut the middleman out of the way. China started doing business direct. The same reason why they exterminated him, for the same reason, because he wanted to create a dollar, get away from that shit, okay, quit being bullied by the U.S. petrodollar, okay, and deal in a currency backed by gold and silver, okay, thereby giving, okay, because Africa is the second largest importer and exporter of oil and natural resources on the planet. Venezuela's number 1, Africa's number 2, Russia's number 3, China's number 4, then Iran, then Saudi Arabia. Okay? Real shit. Venezuela's at the top of all of the shit. Tin, nickel, copper. Okay? They've got an oil belt where nothing but pure oil, the purest oil on the fucking earth, comes up out of the ground at nature. Just poof, and just start, like somebody popped the goddamn cork, and then there's oil coming out of the ground. Damn, it's gonna ruin everything. Oil is the life's blood of the planet. All it's gonna do is...
The United States and West Texas, all right, the United States, they got craters and holes. It just looks like holes, like cheese holes, like Swiss cheese, man. Because the United States, hey, they need oil from these other countries, man. U.S. oil coming from the U.S. isn't all that.
To push out that crude oil.
Yeah.
They need crude oil because the United States manufacturing infrastructure is based on the manufacturing and redistillation of crude oil. The more cruder it is, the better it comes out in the distilling of it. That's just like cleaning out dirty water. Okay, if you put rocks and you put some sheets, more rocks, okay, and then pour all that dirty water, it'll filtrate, and you do that several different times until that water becomes pure again. That's exactly what they do in the piss water. That's what they're putting in bottled water, people. They're putting stagnant water that have no electrolytes, no magnesium, no calcium, no nothing in it. It's just stagnant water. That's the reason when after you get through drinking bottled water, you don't burp like you used to. Okay, that stagnant water, okay, coats your stomach with a carcinogenic material, okay, which they call forever phytochemicals, and forever chemicals that were created of these plastic bottles. Okay, those plastic bottles, okay, is a carcinogenic. Okay, it creates the environment to spread cancer. See, this is what they're not teaching you. They don't want you to know these things, and the prophets have been doing diligent research and study to tell you these things to your face. Explain these things, what's happening to your body. Then you know what's wrong with you. Now, this is not medical information. Okay, this is information that you can find on the goddamn internet all day long. All you have to do is type it into your Google search engine or Chat GPT. It had nothing to do with medical misinformation. It's not medical misinformation. Okay, we're just trying to tell our people what the fuck is going on. That's it. That's nothing.
United States, they're running out of oil, man. All right, they're going to squeeze all the oil out of America. So they gotta, hey, the United States, they need to take over these other lands like Venezuela, especially Venezuela.
Right.
For the oil, all right, to fuel the petrol of almost everything in this world, man. All right, in this wicked world, like plastic, tires, oiling up these cars, medicine, okay. And really for war, right? The United States, these small hats, they're pushing Donald Trump to cause war. All right, they want Donald Trump to make America piss off all these countries to go to war, man. Because they want World War III. Because the Lord is putting a wicked spirit upon these Edomites to go to war with each other, man.
Go to Proverbs 21:1. Prove it. Prove all things. Be in season, out of season. Reprove, exhort with all long suffering and doctrine. Right? That's what we're supposed to do. Right? And I apologize if I started the video out without giving praise to the Lord. I'll do that now. Turn it to the east. Tahala Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Yahweh Kakodash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for pushing 100% truth and rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Shalom. Okay, I had to do that because my phone started recording, and me and Brother Kyle been going on for about 30 minutes so far. Okay, but like I said before, the U.S. petrodollar, that's basically what's going on. That shit's about to happen in Venezuela as far as their currency crashing. Okay, it's going to happen to Americans. Their 401k plan is going to be useless. Okay, if they have a house, there's going to be forced hyperinflation and raise the price on the mortgage, on the property tax. They're already doing it right now, gradually, but it's going to be a sudden jump because the the Federal Reserve, what the Federal Reserve is going to do, okay, they're going to have to purchase their own petrodollars. By purchasing their own petrodollars, okay, that's going to devalue and debase the money that's already there. Because they're going to have more money. You're going to have more money, but the value of the money is going to be gone. Okay, go ahead, man. Keep going.
The United States, they need, they're making rules, man. All right. Nation protect. Donald Trump doing what they want him to do, man. All right. And he's making those moves. All right. He's filling prophecy. He's filling this lot as Nero. Okay. All right. Being the wicked demon that he is, you know. He's coming down upon Israel. All right. The Lord showed the people as he did in his past life. And today, ICE, customs and patrol, man. The border control. All right.
Right.
Who they shoot just recently. All right. They just shot. All right. 2 Venezuelan gang members. Was it yesterday or the day before, man? And this is all right after Donald Trump. All right, just captured Maduro from Venezuela. So isn't that kind of fishy, man? It's not fiction, man. It's not even a coincidence. It's a narrative. It's an agenda that these devils are pushing. All right, to put us Israelites, us blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, all right, as the bad guy, as the domestic teists, because Donald Trump and these elites, all right, they did their thing with the freaking Muslim teists. All right, they want to come after us, man, because we're the real enemy. All right, the Israelites. All right, Revelation 12 and 12. All right, rejoice ye heavens. Who's the heavens that it's talking about? The Israelites. And the devil is going to come down upon us with great wrath because he knows he has a short time.
Let's read it again. Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. Therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great...
And also go after the Native Americans here in America. The Native Americans ain't doing nothing, man. All they're doing is chilling in the reservations, doing their powwows. They ain't doing nothing. Drinking the alcohol that and getting high off the drugs and drinking the alcohol that you Edomites gave them, that you want them to. They're doing exactly what you want them to do, man. They're not doing nothing. They're not doing no tears, no gang members. You don't hear no gangs, Native Americans, man. All right.
Right. Okay. Now check this out. This is what the fucking plan is, because they want everybody on the same page. Okay. All these nations are on the same page because they are all complicit with the destruction of the Israelites of the Holy Bible. Go to you got Proverbs 21 and 1.
Proverbs 21 and 1. Right now?
Yeah.
Okay, it says the king's heart, all right, his mind is in the hand of the Lord Yahweh. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying? So the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua, based on the fact that there is no free will, like it says in Proverbs 16 and 9, a man pondereth his way, but the Lord directeth his steps. So the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua is doing exactly what he's doing in order to fulfill biblical prophecy. These devils are doing exactly that. Okay? They're going to do by any means necessary to fulfill biblical prophecy. Okay? They want to keep the Israelites down. Go to Psalm 83. Verse 3 through 7, I think it is.
83.
Psalm 83. This is going to give you a conflagration to the fact that we are the Israelites of the Holy Bible. They don't want us to know that the Most High God loved us, not them. That's been the whole narrative for damn near 500 years. God loves everybody through evangelical Christianity and replacement theology. Okay? Supersessionism is what these Edomite call it. And they've been pushed that goddamn Jesus loves everybody bullshit on all of the rest of the nations. That's where it says in the book of Revelation, chapter 12, that I think it's they wandered after the beast. Okay? I think it's, let's get it. Prove all things, I get it. Right? Let's go Revelation chapter 17. Verse 17. For God hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will and to agree and to give their kingdom unto the beast, unto the words of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua shall be fulfilled. Okay? So they're all agreeing to switch from SWIFT and doing business with the U.S. petrodollar, going parallel with the U.S. petrodollar, and start doing business with Enbridge, okay, which all of the heathen nations can do business with each other. You see what I'm saying? And cut America, the middleman, the fuck out of the way. Thereby, the U.S. petrodollar is not the reserve currency, because by them doing that, that cuts America out of the reserve currency status.
When that happens, America's going to have no choice but to go to war.
Right, in order to force these other nations, okay, in order to do business with America.
War is a money-making machine. All right, well, how do you say it? World War I and World War II made certain countries rich and made the Rothschilds rich. All right?
It's any war that's been committed on the face of the earth is a banker's war.
If you win a world war, if you win a war, hey, you're rich.
Right. Plus, in addition to that, not only do you take the natural resources, but you control both sides of the conflict. You're selling weapons to both sides. Prescott Bush, which is the grandfather of the late, what is his name? H.W. Bush Jr., okay? That motherfucker, Prescott Bush, was in shaking hands with a peasant, okay? These peasants, Red Shield, who they renamed themselves in the 1500s, okay, set up central banks in all of the major countries that were doing business with one another to trade and barter, and set up central banks. These central banks were ran by people that call themselves the JOOs and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. Okay? And by setting up all these different central banks, you know, they could cause a war. If one bank and that nation that central bank was in the business of didn't want to do business with the central bank, that central bank would get in touch with his brother or cousin in a different country that runs a different central bank and send weapons to his brother over there and then cause wars between all these are natural, warlike, animalistic, bloodthirsty people. All they know is war, killing, rape, spillage. Like it tells you in John chapter 10, verse 10, the thief cometh not before to steal, kill, and to destroy. It's not preaching hate. If you look at the characteristics of what these goddamn Edomites do, you'll see it for yourself.
On top of that, Venezuela, Cuba, and I think there's another
Mexico,
one, and I think maybe Brazil. Correct me if I'm wrong, Brazil, but Venezuela and Cuba specifically right now, they don't have a Rothschilds.
North Korea, they don't have a central bank. So every nation on the face of the earth that does not have a central bank ran engine.
And guess who Donald Trump appointed?
They're the head of the spear of these Edomite devils going in, thrusting nations and thrusting them through, stealing their natural resources, see? Go ahead, Lou, say.
Donald Trump take control over something in Venezuela. I don't know if it was the banking side or the oil side or something like that. I think it was the oil, to deal with the oil. But a Zionist was appointed over Venezuela, and not as president, but something like that, man. You know, so moves are being made, man. All right, spiritual, prophetic moves. Okay, it's all leading up to World War III. Okay, and we all know the conclusion of World War III, man. All right, that new World War. All right, the Revelation 13 and 16. All right, micro C-hip, the Neuralink. All right, being made mandatory. Okay, which that's going. That's announced that he wants. All right, he's declaring to mass produce brain chips. Okay, why? We all know why. And on top of that, hey, I found out in these, I think it was in Alligator Alcatraz in Florida, they got a Neuralink.
They made out of that fucking Alligator Alcatraz.
Yeah, but right next, very close to it, man. And why are we saying that? Why are we bringing that up? Because hey. Those are the beginning stages of what's going to happen. That's what it's going to look like when this chip is going to be made mandatory, man. All right, they're going to force us. They're going to shove us in these concentration camps and be like, hey, you want to stay in here or take this chip and go back to normal society, man. And that's what, hey, these Alligator Alcatraz prisoners, they're going missing. All right, they're going missing, man. All right, because hey, Jake knows the prophecies. All right,
concentration camps. Remember, what was it? In Oregon, I think it is a small city outside of Oregon or Utah. They have a detention facility that was set up for homeless people, where they can house anywhere between 1,500 and 3,000. I think it's 3 to 5,000 homeless people. Elon Musk just got the go-ahead from the U.S. government, okay, to do brain implants on volunteers. So the only way to get out of these detention, brain chip robot. where they put a brain chip in your fucking head. Have you noticed that most of the individuals that are committing these atrocities are going and shooting these mass shooters, right? Going into large areas where people are actually starting shooting people. Have you noticed they got a hat on? Why do they got a fucking hat on? More than likely, they trying to hide the fact that they got that Elon Musk brain chip. I speak as a man, but that's the only thing I would think that would make any sense. Because if you stop and think about these things, you go into these FEMA camps, like it says in Revelation chapter 2, verse 10, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer, for behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, where there you may be tried. And you shall have tribulation 10 days. Be ye faithful unto death, and I will give you a crown of life. Right? Okay, so we have to be faithful in love towards the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua by fearing Him and keeping His commandments unto the very end. He that endures to the end shall be saved. Well, you got to be stuck in a pickle in order to be saved from something, right?
Yeah.
In order to be saved out of Jacob's trouble, Jeremiah 30:7. Alas, for that day is great, so that there is nothing like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he should be saved out of it. You got to be saved out of something. So the Most High is going to allow these goddamn devils to go so far as to put your ass in a FEMA camp, lose everything, and then they come for you.
They're not gonna force, shove you down on the table and force a chip in you, man. It's called the hour of temptation, because what that means is you're gonna be given the option over and over again. That's why it says,
wow, in Revelation 2 and 10,
be tried 10 days. All right.
Exactly. So it's going to be a certain amount of time that you're going to be tried. Go ahead, brother. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you good. So they're going to be knocking on your prison cell. Hey, you still want to take this chip or not? All right. Hey, it's day 2. You want to? Hey, it's day 10. Hey, they're not going to enforce it, because like Jake comes on these comment boards and they'll be like, well, what if they force the chip in me? It's not going to. All right.
You're going to have a choice.
Yeah.
Because that's the only way they can do it. In order to fulfill biblical prophecy, the Most High has put it in their minds to fulfill His will, which is destruction of Babylon the Great, America, Merathiam, the land of double rebellion.
That's not written in the Bible. But they're going to shove a chip in you without,
without your permission.
Yeah, without permission. We're not animals, because they do that to dogs and cats, but they're not going to do that to humans, man.
Right? They do that shit to old folks too, that have Alzheimer's disease.
Yeah.
They chip the old folks, wander out of these old folks' homes all the fucking time. You see an old person walk up and down the goddamn street, more than likely they walked out the goddamn front door. But they're usually found later because they've been chipped.
The elect are not going to have no type of RFID chip inside of them, man. All right, not one time, not for one moment. Okay, so if you are on the fence about what if I take it out, or am I going to be good? That's not going to be the situation, man. It's either you're going to take it or not, and you're going to be faced with death, or being tortured, or kicked out of society, like the scriptures say, man. Be a pilgrim, or stay in prison, be beheaded. Those are the options, man. All right, if you Jakes are going outside the scripture past, man. With all this other prophecies coming to pass, man. That's how you know in Ezekiel that proverb is ceasing. It was also a precept to that in 2 Peter 3 and 4. All right, you mockers and scoffers, you're not gonna have anything to say, man. All right, because hey, these things that are going on around the world, all right, they weren't happening 10 years ago. They weren't happening 5 years ago, man.
Yeah, right. Elder Apostle Tahar says there be decades where nothing happens, and there be weeks where decades happen. And we are in those weeks, a short time, where decades are transpiring every 24 fucking hours.
And that's the spirit, because it's been 9 days, basically a week that has gone by since 2026 has started, man. And so much shit, so much prophecy has popped off the page since then, man.
Right. 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 3, knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lusts, and saying, where is the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were, even from the beginning of the creation.
Can't say that no more. All that's been happening. Oh, what, America trying to take Greenland? Donald Trump saying that international law doesn't apply to him. All right, seeing and he said AI. You weren't saying that 10 years ago. AI didn't exist back then. So these things going on around to the day of the return of our Lord and Savior, Yahweh Shai, man.
We're definitely getting closer. Because every day, these Edomite goddamn devils, I wake up in the morning, they done did something else, man. I woke up this morning, Donald Trump signed a goddamn another executive order, man. He signed another executive order just this fucking morning, man. Talking shit. My old lady woke me up talking about, damn, Donald Trump did this. I'm like, I'm half asleep. He did what? I went back to sleep. I'm sorry. I can't tell you what she said. But she said it's got something to do with the homeless and people that have no place to live. So if he's making it mandatory to where people have to be put in jail that are homeless, they're going to all of the homeless encampments and put them in a goddamn FEMA camp. These are the people that Elon Musk wants to experiment on with them goddamn brain implants. They're going to run out of brain implants, but Venezuela, they can start mass producing more brain implants. Okay? Like it says in the biblical scriptures, Esau Edom had on a short time. He's running out of time. Okay? And ain't nothing these devils can do. Let's go to, where was I at? Revelation chapter 20. Right? Verse 3. And cast him into the bottomless pit. Who is him? Esau Edom, the so-called white man, the devil the Bible speaks of. Right? The dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan. That's Esau Edom, the so-called white man. He was cast into the bottomless pit. The bottomless pit, okay, symbolically the land of Khazaria, the Ukraine, the home of the Caucasus Mountains, like I was telling you earlier. Okay? In that area is a mountainous area. There's no grass to raise cattle or sheep. You have mountain goats, if you can catch them, and then you have mallows and vegetables that are that you have to dig into the mountains and into the clefts of the rock in order to eat.
It don't produce nothing, man.
And it's right, it doesn't produce anything naturally.
Because hey, if you live there, you can only live off of
Import and export, exactly. You can only live off of import and export in that area. You can't live off of anything else. So the European nations, EU and NATO, okay, made their home in that area. And all the trees, all the grass over there was imported and exported back in the 1940s and 50s after World War II.
That's the spirit, because in the ancient days, Esau, they were intertwined with the silk, or the trade route going through there in the Middle East to Asia to Europe and Africa. It intersected right there, in the Middle East, right there in the Caucasus Mountains, man. And that's where Esau dwelled, and Moab was with them, man. Okay, right? Because hey, that place connects Western Asia, Europe, and Africa to Eastern Asia, man. All right. Else to this day,
Okay. He's a caveman. He's a troglodyte. Okay? He's a cave dweller. He's from the Caucasus Mountains. Like I told you before, the definition of the word Caucasian means cave dweller. Okay, that's who these people are, man. I've seen a video of Arrows of Indignation, the brother that be preaching on his channel. He put up a 15-minute video, man, about these Edomite Caucasians during the Renaissance period when they first came into power. Right? The reason why they first came into power is because the Most High was fulfilling his will coming against the individuals that were ruling the Byzantine Empire, chapter 20, verse 3, and cast him into the bottomless pit and shut him up and set a seal upon him that he should not deceive the nations no more till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled. So the 1,000 years were fulfilled when we fell from power of the Holy Roman Empire and they took our place. All of the castles, all of the important land structures, okay, were created by us. Bubonic plague, black plague. These were the plagues and pestilences that were prophesied against us to come about, okay, during our downfall. Okay, these plagues and pestilences attacked us and destroyed us. In addition to that, you had the Rothschild family and spies poisoning the water system. So the water that was flowing through that area was poisoning us. We would go out there and get water to take a bath, take a shower, and our pores would be open and we would get poisoned. So that would weaken our immune system over time. Okay, we drink the water, we eat the food, we get sick. We suddenly come down with the goddamn influenza, the common cold. We had no way to fight back. People were dying by the thousands every fucking day, every 12 hours. 1,000 people, 2,000 people, 5,000 people just die off. That's how these Edomites took over the AKA the bottomless pit, the EU and the NATO nations that they're called today. Okay? There was nobody left to fight them back.
The Lord made it easy for this devil to come back into power.
He made it very easy for Esau Edom to come back into power. And during this power, the Most High gave him power for a short time. Okay? This short time is from the time space between, 1492 and today. Okay, what's that, about a little over 500 years? See? Because a day to the Lord is 1,000 years to us, and 1,000 years to us is one day. So these motherfuckers have been in control of the world for 500 years. They've been in control of the world for 12 hours. That's it. That's the equivalent to what these devils have been in control in the eyes of the Lord. Water that have made genetically modified organic bullshit food that have no nutrients whatsoever.
Half of the animals that used to live on Earth are done. You don't see them no more. They're extinct.
Right. The badger, the beaver, extinct.
I mean, in some parts of America, they're still
Right.
alive. But hey, I do research on extinct animals. It's just like a niche topic that I like to go in. And man, it's depressing.
Genetically modified salmon.
Yeah.
They have salmon that have been grown in a petri dish. Fresh farm salmon is what they call it. This salmon is cannibalistic. This salmon in the lakes and rivers. Okay? And when you eat that salmon, that's just cannibalistic. It's not good for you. Omega-3 fatty acids, it ain't there, man. You wasting your fucking time and your money buying that bullshit at the restaurant. Okay? Real talk.
Yeah, they usually do it at the restaurant, man. They don't tell you if it's raw caught unless you ask them. Hey, you have to go to the store and spend a penny, an expensive penny, a big penny on some natural raw caught salmon. You know, and even then, the waters, the oceans are so polluted that even if it's in the world now, because of all the toxins and because of this devil, straight up, the so-called white man.
If it wasn't for Esau, Edom, all of the nations of the fucking world could do business with each other cheap. Everybody would have money. Everybody would be rich. That's the way all of the BRICS nations and all of the other heathen nations that have conglomerated and added their power and status and their money into the embryo profound in Ezekiel chapter 38. They shall be Revelation chapter 20, verse 3. And cast him into the bottomless pit and shut him up. They want to take all of the teachers out of the school system. They want to dumb down the people even more to where they just believe what their point in the matter. It's not about your feelings. Oh, he hurt my feelings. Fuck your feelings. It's about obedience. fearing the Most High God and keeping His commandments. If you ain't got the goddamn testicular fortitude, prophecy all the time.
That's why we come out here, man. We don't want to be melted with fire.
God sits outside the boundary of time and space. Time and space are constructs. It is a school room. In this high school, where you're surrounded by other students that hate your guts, that's always talking about you got bad breath, always talking about you got shabby clothes, always talking about your hair, how you're broke. Master is the word. Learn the difference between right and wrong, between righteousness and unrighteousness, between the just and the unjust. To know the difference between up and down, side to side. Of your flesh melt off the bone. Go to Zechariah chapter 14, verse 12. That he should deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled. And after that, he must be loosed a little season. Esau, it was loosed during the Renaissance period. Kill, stop you from standing in his way or destroying you, and made you a slave. See? Kill, steal, destroy. Steal natural resources, unalive you for standing in his way, and what do you call it? And put you in captivity. Anyway, go ahead, brother.
Zechariah 14 and 12, consume away while they stand upon the street. Their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongues shall consume away in their mouth.
That's crazy. But see, that's a detailed explanation of what it is to be left here and melted. Okay? Let me go. Okay, so it's this way I can put the two together for you. Ezekiel 22 and 18, Son of man, the house of Israel is to me become dross. What is dross? And stops you from being the person that the Most High wanted you to be. Okay? That sin stops you from having a personal relationship with the, okay? See the Catholic Church? See it? Yeah, the Catholic Church. Bunch of goddamn Catholics over there. Hair like a woman. Everybody want to be like white man Jesus punk shit. Wearing dreadlocks. Dreadlocks are Shiva chakras. Okay, and I'm going to have the brother read it because I'm trying to do something else. Now, let me, go ahead.
It says, my people, Hosea 4 and 6, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because thou hast forgotten the law of thy God, Yahweh. I will also...
Kings and priests. Okay?
That's why the Spirit hit Apostle hard to say that there should be camps on every street corner of the United States.
Exactly.
You know, because it's in every Jake to do this, man. It's just the Lord chose His elect.
Certain individuals that He would give the Holy Spirit to, and would open up their mind to the understanding of these biblical scriptures, and with the proper breakdown. And the Most High, in His gracious and abundant mercy, sent unto us. The Most High sent unto us again in these last days prophets, pastors, according to the heart of the Most High God, that feed us with the knowledge and understanding. Well, I just came out of nowhere, sorry. Yeah, go ahead, read.
It says, and I will give you pastors according to mine heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding.
Right, see, that knowledge and understanding in it, because it's all about biblical prophecy. Prophecy means to say before it happens. That's what we're doing. They're not in it. Salvation is not coming to them, because the law, statutes, and commandments were given to the Israelites, and salvation is coming to the Israelites to be saved out of the hand of our enemy, who is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, and the other heathen nations, complicit with keeping us in oppression, in captivity, put that foot on our neck, where we have to come to these goddamn devils in one of all things. You see what I mean? You see how the biblical prophecies come together? Like it tells you in Isaiah 28 and 10, I think. Line upon line, here a little and there a little. That's how you read your Bible. You don't read it straight through like it's a pretty storybook. You're going to get confused, and you're not going to understand what the Bible is trying to say, because you're not using the Bible with precepts. You want to know what a fucking precept is? Google it, goddammit. We are too late in the game to be trying to explain everything to you and spoon feed you. Of course, I can't help it. I truly enjoy making you look like a fucking idiot, because you at your age should be having strong meat. You should not have to be retaught with the milk of the word. Okay? But I'm going to continue to reteach you the milk of the word to the best of my ability, break these things down to you, okay, in order to receive salvation from me and my family, for standing boldly before the face of those that have afflicted us with oppression, taxes, gotta goddamn go to work every day. It's the vulnerable day of the sun today. Supposed to be Esau Edom's holy day. Their set apart day. Okay, if the Protestant church, because the Catholics, like that building I just showed you across the goddamn street over here, okay, if the Catholics set up the vulnerable day of the sun, Sunday, hey, why does the Protestant church, those individuals calling themselves Christians, through supersessionism and replacement theology, continue to go to church on the same day that they're supposed to be against? Okay? Therein lies the biblical prophecy when they wandered after the beast. They, being those of the supersessionism and Christian theology, they wandered after the beast. The beast is Esau Edom, the so-called white man. They follow in behind the white man. Okay? You see how all of this stuff comes to pieces? Okay, when you read it and with your proper breakdown with some understanding, the Most High is only going to save those with wisdom and understanding. Get Isaiah 33:6.
Isaiah 33:6, it says, "And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure."
Exactly. So, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 13. Fear Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. I'll read that last part again.
It says, "The fear of the Lord is his treasure."
So, our treasure is the fear of the Lord. Okay? We fear the Most High. Our conscience pricked us in the Holy Spirit that dwells within us. Right? Because the temple of the Most High God is our body. And only the body of particular, specific Israelites that have been blessed with this esoteric knowledge. Okay? This esoteric knowledge, okay, is secret knowledge that has only been given to a select few. Right? Go to 2nd Ezra, chapter 8, verse 56 to 62. Read them 6 verses.
It says, "For when they had taken liberty, they despised the Most High, God scorned of his law, and forsook his ways. Moreover, they have trodden down his righteousness, and said in their heart that there is no God. Yeah, and that knowing they must die, you so thirst and pain are prepared for them, for it was not his will that men should come to naught, but they which be created have defiled the name of him that made them, and were unthankful unto him, which prepared life for them."
How did the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua prepare life for us? He sent his only begotten Son, Yahushua HaMashiach, whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, to shed his blood on the tree for us, the elect of the house of Israel, not aware that they're Israelites. Okay? Out of the blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, you still have hundreds of thousands of us that are not aware that they're Israelites. But we're slowly waking up. And Esau, Edom, and other nations are trying to put it in their mind. See what I'm saying? This polycrisis, if you Google it, it's a crisis in oil, natural gas, fucking what do you call it, agriculture, jobs, spiritual crises, everything, everywhere, from all sides. Okay, did you finish reading?
Verse 61, it says, and therefore is my judgment now at hand. These things have I not shown unto all men, but unto thee in a few men like thee.
Exactly. See? So the Most High is then giving us this esoteric only to a few and only to a select few. That's what esoteric knowledge means. So the biblical breakdowns, the proper breakdown of the biblical scriptures and what they actually mean and applying it to what's going on around us in the world around us is esoteric knowledge. And the only people that have this esoteric knowledge are the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and other righteous men that stand for truth and justice for our people. Esau, Edom's so-called white men would call us racist. We're preaching hate. We're not preaching hate. We're not being racist. All racist means is that you advocate for the forwarding and the forwarding and the putting first of your own people above another nation's. Esau, Edom is a racist, but you don't say a goddamn word about him, huh? It's okay for him to be a fucking racist. Hang people from a fucking light post, hang people from a fucking tree for hundreds of fucking years. They're still doing it. They found 4 young black men hung from a goddamn tree, a light post, and a fucking a jungle gym in the middle of a fucking park back in 2024. Come on, man. It's 2024. We're supposed to be in the land of the Jetsons. Well, goddamn car's supposed to be flying by now. These motherfuckers are still hanging us from a fucking tree. Come on, man. So that's all it's about. It's about esoteric knowledge that we share with you to tell you to your face that the most prison where these devils are going to put you. Revelation chapter 2, verse 10, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer, for behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, where there ye may be tried. During that trying, they're going to try you over and over again, like Brother Yakal said, over and over and over again, asking you want to take this chip? You can get out. You want to take this chip? You can take a shower. You want to take this chip? We'll give you that food over there. Because if you're being charged as an illegal immigrant, a vagrant, some of them are unalived in ICE custody, man. I know it sounds ridiculously evil, but that's what these fuckers do. And like I told you earlier in the video, they have over close to 250,000 join ICE. You have militia, okay, and civil unrest. That way, when the lights go out, they're coming straight to your goddamn neighborhood. They're coming straight to the hood, straight to the barrio, and straight to under martial law. They're the law. You're not. Under martial law, they can do whatever they want. You'll be subject to summary execution on the spot. Okay, Google summary execution. Okay, well, you'll be put to sleep. Matter of fact, I think I got it in one of these definition books down there. Okay, let's see if I got it here. So I can. All right. Hold on. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to snapocalypse, right? Esoteric understanding. A body of information, teachings, or practices reserved for a select few with the necessary training, interest, or dedication beyond ordinary understanding. Okay? That's what I was trying to explain to you. I'm trying to find it about, that's not it then. Is that it? Oh, Doomsday Prophecy. Summary execution. Yeah, I think it's in this one. Trying to get it, man. Verse 20.
For there be many that perish in this life, because they despise the law of Yahweh that is set before them. For Yahweh hath given straight commandment to such as came what they should do to live, even as they came, and what they should observe to avoid punishment.
But they won't avoid the punishment. 2/3 of our people don't want to avoid the fucking punishment. They want to do whatever they want to do. That's the reason why it says in Zechariah chapter 13, verse 8, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but a third part shall be left therein. That third part are 2 parts of our people that are going to be cut off and die on this side. Wonder why Esau and Edom was using jade helm to kick their fucking door in at 2:30, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the fucking morning and drag them out of their house and have them subject to summary execution on the spot. To ask them what their biblical or religious.
Verse 22 is, nevertheless, they were not obedient unto him, but spake against him and imagined vain things, and deceived themselves by their wicked deeds, and said of the Most High that he is not, and knew not his ways. But his law have they despised, and denied his covenants and his statutes. Have they not been faithful, and have not performed his works?
Exactly. And the works of the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is to fear God, keep his commandments. Like it says in Malachi chapter 3, verse 16, then those that fear the Lord, then those that fear the Lord spake often one unto another. Okay? And the Lord hearkened and heard it. And a book of remembrance was written before him for them that fear the Lord and thought upon his name. So the works of the Most High God is to fear him and keep his commandments to the best of your ability. The purpose of the law. In Galatians, Paul explains that Yahushua replaces the law not by erasing it, but by fulfilling its purpose, bringing people to the maturity through faith, not rules and regulations, because we were escaped from the rules and regulations of the law. Okay? We are escaped through the blood that have this esoteric knowledge, that know the name of the Lord and fear him and do the best they can to keep his commandments. Supersession of his and right replacement.
Hey,
okay, go ahead.
Our people, they don't, they want to do whatever they want, man. They don't care what we're saying. Okay, they don't care what the Lord has to say.
They're not going to consider nothing. They're going to continue to do whatever the fuck they want to do until they done got a belly full. By that time, they realize that they done fucked up and they're about to be left here and melted by the Son of the Most High God. They see a fine aerial phenomenon with the Lord to be moved out of the way to stand on the sea of glass, as it is written in Revelation chapter 15. They're going to know will be in them. And when it comes to the verse 18 tells you, any man that add to the words of this book, or any man that take away from the book, these things will be added, all the plagues and pestilence.
Getting raptured up. There ain't no those that believe in pre-tribulation, rapture and whatnot. Hey, you're not getting raptured up, man.
It's written in Isaiah chapter 34, verse 4 and 5. You're fucked. You do not have brass and iron and tin and lead in the midst of the furnace. Where's the midst of the furnace? America. Babylon the Great. The chains of darkness is the sin. The darkness is the sin. The chain, 22, verse 19. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, because ye are all become dross, everybody. He sent it to his people near unto him. Brass and iron and lead in the midst, and tin into the midst of the furnace to blow the fire upon it to melt it. So furnace. Remember Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, right? Out of the sackbut and the flute and the drum, and saw that there were 4 people in there, but only 3 were in there, or Michael, one of the 2. okay, that were standing there protecting them, okay, but nothing happened to Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego as of right that make no account of our labor. Right now, they're driving right by, making no account of what we're doing. They see these strange gather you and blow upon you in the fire of my wrath, and ye shall be melted in the midst thereof. Verse 22, as silver is melted in the midst of the furnace, okay, gold and silver are refined in fire. The dross of the gold and silver, tin, brass, and nickel, whatever, is galvanic, because you have to be in trouble in order to be saved out of trouble, right? By Gog, which is Vladimir Putin of Russia, and Magog is the land in which China, South Africa, and Saudi Arabia. And that's the reason why Donald Trump, Agent 47, Nero 47, war with all these nations in order to bully them and force all these different cut off the righteous and the wicked at the same time. How is he going to do that? Shall be separated from the wicked. Roughly paraphrased. I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to go to...
The trump of God, and the dead in Hamashiach shall rise first.
Stop. The dead in Hamashiach, right? Daniel. Goddamn time we keep coming back to the time of trouble, Jacob's trouble, all the time. See? There shall be a time of trouble, everyone that shall be found written in the book. What? What book? The book of life, the book of remembrance that was written, okay? All right. Daniel chapter 12, verse 2. And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake. Right? The Israelites are waking up. That's symbolic language, metaphorical, everlasting life. Tobit. No. Okay.
And with your whole mind, and deal uprightly to a sinful nation, and ye sinners turn and do justice before him, who can tell if he will accept you and have mercy on you.
Exactly. So how can you tell if the Most High is going to have mercy and sympathy? Or is he going to have... That's all it means. Change your mind, man. Change what you're doing. Do something different. Our job is to plant the seed. Okay, it's up to the Lord to give the increase. Once the seed is planted, to put into your mind and into your heart to go and search for the truth. Okay? That's what it means to be increased. Okay? Righteous and the wicked, therefore shall my sword go forth out of his sheath against all flesh from the north to the south. All flesh. All. Well, okay, well, south, whatever. But that's what the Lord is saying. So I didn't mean it. Okay? Verse 5. And then we're going to skip down to Isaiah 34, verse 8 to 10. But we're going to do 3 to 5 verses.
There's all the host of heaven shall be resolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, and all their hosts shall fall down as the leaf falls.
Australia, Canada, America.
He's really got the Baptist in the earth, so hey, these little bits of Esau everywhere, man.
Right. And you can tell you got bits of Esau everywhere because he's in control of what? All glory. He is the Leviathan. Where does it say that at, man?
It says Jerusalem, that just says Israel is a people before it's a place. Same with Edom. Idumea, Esau is a people before it's a place, man. You know? Oh, that's all right.
Right, Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 13. Consider the work of Yahweh. Who can make that straight which he hath made crooked? That crooked serpent is Leviathan, in the sea. That's Esau Edom, the so-called white man. Through maritime law, okay, you can look up maritime law if you want to. I can do it, but what's the point? Okay, do it yourself, in mind, and in your own heart, that the Most High is working with you. So this way, you will be fully persuaded in the Ruach HaKodesh, which is the Holy Spirit, to follow after righteousness, to find the Most High after then, after we have planted the seed. That way the Lord can give the increase. Okay, He will increase your knowledge, planting the seeds. That's it. That's our job. That's it. We can't convince you. If we can't convince you to righteousness, fuck you. Stay here and be left here and melted. Don't nobody give a fuck about you. The Most High, to show you how much He still loves you and cares for you, sent forth His servants, the prophets, one last time. Okay? To prophesy the downfall of the lands of your captivity wherever you dwell. He sent us one last time. Look, before the destruction of any country, of any kingdom, as it is written in the dream of King Nebuchadnezzar that was prophesied and broken down by the prophet Daniel, before the destruction of any kingdom, the Most High sends forth His servants, the prophets, to prophesy its downfall, the downfall of Nineveh. The Most High sent Habakkuk. The Most High sent Ezra. The Most High sent Malachi. The Most High sent Jonah. Okay?
The time before the flood, it was Noah.
Right. And same fucking thing to Noah. Okay? Anyway, let me go back to where I was. Ezekiel chapter 21. Go ahead.
Ezekiel 9:4, it says, "And the Lord said unto him, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads."
And me? It was,
It says, This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come, for men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, without natural affection, in form of godliness, but denying the power thereof, from such turn away.
That's what Ezekiel 9:4 is telling us. Okay, put a mark of exemption from judgment, that they, as Christians, are replacing the chosen people, chosen, handpicked by the Most High God above all nations upon the face of the earth. That's devil rebellion. And then you got some on the highways and byways, okay, sighing and crying against these goddamn animals. And they keep doing evil and wickedness in the sight of the Lord. The Lord, before He destroyed, being fucking idiots, tripping and falling, busting their goddamn head on something, on the table or something, thinking that shit's funny. Women shaking the fornication, the wine of Babylon, or its mediocre and wicked philosophy of
Deceiving.
So, you know, like I said before, when they say unto thee, wherefore sighest thou, that thou shalt answer for the time.
Mine eye shall not spare thee, neither will I have pity, but I will recompense thy ways upon thee, and thine abominations shall be in the midst of
Standing up for righteousness and destroying you and putting you in captivity. It's over with. It's over. They're going gradualism right now, gradually letting you of every month until you realize Isaiah chapter 30, verse 8. These are the individuals that ask, wherefore you sigh? Okay?
days, prophesied deceits.
In the NLT, it says, tell us lies. Okay? These are the very self-same people in Ezekiel's time that said, wherefore sighest thou? Saying the same thing. Why don't you go back off into the world? Continue, brother.
Side out of the path caused the Holy One of Israel to cease from the
Street corners, rebuking them and reproving them and exhorting them with all long-suffering and doctrine. They want us to stop doing these things so this way they can continue on in their lust, walking after their own lust. That's what they want us to do. Ezekiel chapter 21, verse 7, that thou shalt answer for the tidings, because it cometh, and every heart shall melt, and all and all knees shall be weak as water. Behold, it cometh, and it shall be brought to pass, saith the Lord. Go to Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 6. Okay.
See whether a man doth travail with child, wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned to paleness.
See what I'm saying? So if your face is turned to paleness and your hands are on your hip, God damn, man, I can't get ahead for nothing. I can't get a job. I can't do this. I can't do that. That's what that means. Bitches, women are sighing and complaining. They just got, okay, prostitution is going to come back in a real way, real quick, for these bitches to maintain. Motherfucker get a blowjob for $5 from a gorgeous chick, right? Bust off. Stop us from coming out here on these street corners.
Women get to decide if you have in this collapsed society that's coming. Isaiah 4:1, it says, in that day, 7 women, all right, shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread. All right, the hard time. All right,
They're ashamed.
Yeah, and that's not talking about that doesn't fit, in the kingdom of heaven. All right, even though we will have multiple women in the kingdom, but this is talking about now, because Israelite women, they're not going to be having a reproach in the kingdom. It's going to be all right, and when your defense, your hedge, which is the so-called white man, it won't work no more, man. So you're going to be, you're going to be left alone, running from these men, all right? Or you're going to have a hedge over them, a covering. Let's say a man shall have a covering, all right, from the wind, the tempest, in that wicked day, that evil day, man. How much out here in America, all right? They're going to be a valuable commodity, man, to you guys, because the Lord is going to protect his servants, his prophets, all right, his men, all right, from all these dangers, all right. 1,000 men shall die on the right side. Correct me if I'm wrong. It says 10,000 on that left.
Yeah, that's in Psalm 91.
Because there's going to be dead bodies and dead people, mass unalivings all around us in America. And you women are going to have. I'll cook for you. I'll clothe you. I'll give you the clothes on my back. I'll massage. I'll give you a happy ending. I'll do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want to me. Just let me be with you, because the Lord's with you. It looks like you're safe in all these.
As an hiding place from the wind and a covert from the tempest, as written. Okay, and the eyes of them that see shall not be dim, and the taking it down. Okay, the women are going to be looking for a real man, a man of the Lord. Okay.
Malcolm says the real high value, which is worth more than money, all right, physical, tangible things, man. All right, that faith is what's going to get you the worst times that will ever happen on earth. We're stepping into those times. Those times are starting right now.
We are at the beginning of sorrows.
That's exactly
People are getting all of their jobs lost.
Wars,
bitches are getting on TikTok, whining, complaining, crying about how they lost everything. They don't have a man.
Places like in was it Matthew 24 where it says Matthew 24 3 and 4. They asked the Lord, what shall be the sign of that coming in the end of days? Earthquakes in diverse places.
From the gate, and the gate from their right. Therefore the prudent shall keep silence in that time, for it is an evil time. Seek good and not evil. Okay? And they hate us. All because we're telling the truth, and we're telling the truth, and we're preaching out of the Bible. That's all we're doing. And they say that we're evil, we're the bad guy, we're preaching.
on the way up here, I was like, hey man, I gotta be with that guy sometimes, you know, because she, you know, I'm like, hey man, what, you know, what's up?
Jimmy Abishai got us out of here preaching the word of truth in spirit and in truth to your people. Our people, just telling the truth to their face. That's all we're doing is reading out of the Bible. That's all we're doing. Okay? Police just went down the goddamn street.
They do it all the time. They don't do nothing. They can't do nothing because we're innocent, man.
Right, like Yahushua said.
Good, but if you do evil, be
afraid.
You know?
Yeah, that's in Romans.
But not the Zach brothers over there in South Carolina. And what happened? A policeman stopped by and got that drunk ass, wicked, scoffing Jake out of there, man.
So did.
He said, "Hey, these men right here, I have no problems.
So did.
I have no problems with them. You know, they give me no problems. You know, and they're doing nothing wrong. You know." And then you got this wicked Edomite walking out of the bar. Oh, he did this and that, and the policeman was like, "Oh, okay, what? You know, like, no, they didn't, man. You know."
Isaiah chapter 29, verse 10. Back up with the brother said. Called Sinator, his elder, when he learned the law, statutes, and commandments, and his precepts, biblical precepts, from the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And they kicked his head out, for it is sealed. If you go over here to this Catholic church and the rest of these churches around here, they'll say that those books are sealed. Why? Because they don't have the Holy Spirit, the Rahabah Kodesh, dealing with them. Read this, I pray thee, and he saith, I am not learned. Wherefore the Lord said, for as much as this people draw near me with their mouth, and with their lips do honor me, but have removed their heart far from me, and their fear toward me is taught by the precept of men. You see? So the fear of the Most High is taught by the precept. Christianity, God loves everybody bullshit, and supersessionism, where Christians replace God's chosen people, because supposedly God's chosen people are the lost tribe, and their names have been changed to protect the guilty that did it. Okay? Let's see. What we have? Isaiah chapter 29. And in that day shall the deaf hear the words of the book, and the eyes of the blind shall see out of obscurity and out of darkness. Those are the Israelites that fear the Lord, that speak often one unto another. And how we speak often one unto another is through this platform of YouTube, the internet, YouTube, Odyssey, Rumble, and we put up these video epistles, and also, see, so scoffers and mockers are part of the biblical prophecy. They're part of the scriptures. Their job is to do their job, is to scoff and mock. They're doing Satan's job that comes in amongst the righteous also, because they too are the sons of God, and the Israelites that will come back after in the we are selected for salvation.
With that
Out of one Ratazah. Go ahead.
You're going to have that everlasting chain of content, the wicked 2/3 that we're going to be
very good.
Given.
Because go to 2nd Ezra chapter 9, verse 6.
Every time I open up this Apocrypha, it goes to 2nd Ezra 15 or 16. During that time,
Hey, that's spiritual, man.
996. Even so, the times also of the highest have plain beginnings in wonders and powerful works. One that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith whereby he hath believed shall be preserved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders. For I have sanctified them for me from the beginning.
Those that are sanctified are those that were predestinated, predetermined by the Most High God, set aside for him as holy. that have the mark of exemption in their foreheads and in their hearts to follow after the Lord. Okay? Standing boldly before the face of these individuals that speak boldly before the face of them that have afflicted us through oppression and captivity, scattering in us, buying a boy for a harlot and selling a girl for adrenochrome. Okay? Okay, Isaiah chapter 30, verse 20. Of adversity and the water of affliction, yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner anymore, but thine eye, precept, line upon line, line upon line, here a little and there a little. That's how you read your Bible. Okay, continue reading on 2nd Ezra 9.
Now have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully in torments, liberty, and when as yet place of repentance was open unto them, understood not.
Salvation during these last days and set them apart as holy, by faith and by works, whereby ye have believed, shall be preserved from the said perils. The said perils, 16 verse 68.
68, Slucket. It says, for behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you, and feed you being idle with things offered to idols. And they...
Exactly. The people that are going to be trodden underfoot are hired as helpers of the Immigration, Customs, and Enforcement Agency. That still work for them. They're going to be trodden, cast down, and trodden underfoot. Talked about. Proverbs of reproach. They should be. All right, where was I at? Get this. Isaiah chapter 51, verse 14. The captive exile hasteneth that he may be loosed, and that he should not die in the pit, nor that his bread should fail. Right? This is what we're doing. We Shammai, Yasharallah, Alahaya, Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahushua, La'ata Shela Yakniya, Malapanyaka, Wa Rahach, Wadashka, La'atakwak, Mamanya, Thawada, Aman. What that means is, hear me, help me, oh my God, Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahushua, cast me not from thy presence. That's what it says in the Lashawan Kodash, the original Hebrew language, like it says in Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 9. Sorry about having to switch back and forth, man. Right? Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 9.
It says, for then will I turn to the people a pure language.
Let's say it again.
For then will I turn to the people a pure language.
See? Say it again, quick.
For then will I turn to the people a pure language.
Exactly. The purest language on the face of the earth. At one time, they covered the entire earth, and the Tower of Babel, Nimrod, all of that was Hebrew. Don't you get it? Okay? That is the pure language that the Most High is going to return to the inhabitants of the earth.
It says turn back.
He's going to give it back to us.
To say, though you once knew this.
Right? Like it says in the book of Jude, chapter 1. Don't get it, man. Prove all things. Jude, right before the book of Revelation. Chapter 1, verse 4, I think. I mean, Jude 1 and 4. 1 and 3. Isaiah 51 and 14. The captive exile hasteneth that he may be loosed, and that he should not die in the pit, right? In the land of our captivities, being oppressed by these goddamn animals, right? Nor that his bread should fail, that we should keep our job and be able to find a way to keep our family safe from the harm that these devils are going to bring upon, bring to us, right? But I am the Lord thy God that divided the sea, whose waves roared. The Lord of hosts is his name, Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahushua, the creator of the heavens, the earth, the sea, all that is therein in the foundations of water. And I have put my words in thy mouth, and I have covered thee in the shadow of mine hand, that I may plant the heavens and lay the foundations of the earth, and say unto Zion, thou art my people. Right? So, I don't even know if, let me see. I don't know. It's still, I don't know. Esau Edom, the so-called white man, trying to do everything to try to stop this word from getting out onto the internet. He's trying to do anything he can to stop it. Okay? Verse 16, Isaiah chapter 51, verse 16. We are at the beginning of the sorrows of Jacob's trouble, the great tribulation. That's the reason why everybody's losing their job. You can't find a job. You're getting put out in the fucking street. You're becoming homeless. Although God wants to do this.
Verse 3. Destroyed them that believe not.
Right? So you got scoffers and mockers that believe not. You have Sakari that have the audacity to go back to his vomit. Where's it in James chapter 2, verse 5? Okay, I'm like, wow, man. He's an idiot. I'm typing, it won't let me in. Whoa. Yeah, this motherfucker actually left Great Millstone. He left the baptized in the goddamn Mississippi River by a goddamn Edomite, and now he went back to Christianity. Okay? Peter chapter 2, verse, solutions of the world through the knowledge of the Lord and Savior, Yahushua HaMashiach, they are again entangled therein and overcome. And the latter end is worse with them from the beginning. They have escaped the pollutions of the world through the knowledge of the Lord and Savior, Yahushua HaMashiach. They are again entangled therein and overcome. The latter end is worse with them than the beginning. In other words, their latter end is the same must know it after death by pain. Wow. I'm trying not to be like that. Wow.
That's my worst fear, man.
Man.
I'm gonna keep it. That's my worst fear, man.
I'm gonna make me a prayer. Cause I got a book of the Lashawan Kodash. I'm gonna make me and see if he will make it to where I won't lose my eternal salvation. Because salvation is rulership over your enemies. I ain't trying to lose my position. These motherfuckers threw away their position in the street and didn't care. Stupid monkeys. Fuck that, I ain't trying to do that one. 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 21. For it had been better for them not to have known the way of righteous than Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. Right? But it happened unto them according to the true proverb, the dog is turned to his own vomit again. That's horrible. I am not trying to go out like that. I don't give a fuck, man. That's the reason why I stay on my knees every day, right? Ah, Palal, La, Yakol, Laha, Cortaza, La, Ila, Laha, Marakab, Shal, Yahweh, Bashim, Yahweh Shai, Ha, the Wak Shah, Ha, Requayat. In Hebrew, so this way you can be sure of your salvation, right? Okay, let your let everything be okay, and practice it, and just keep practicing every day, and where it comes out automatically. I mean, that's the only way out of here, man. If you're not calling upon the true name of the Lord, Yahweh, I tell you to your face, but you hard-headed motherfuckers won't listen to common sense. I don't give a damn. It's way too hot for that. Why would you want to be left here melted, man? I ain't down with that. I ain't with you on that one. Okay? I'm gonna leave your punk ass here to be melted. Okay? Because I ain't trying to do that. I'm trying to get my friends and people I care about the fuck out of here. Okay? I care about my brother. I care about my sisters. But they won't listen to reason. I tell them to go and search the scriptures. Okay? Matthew chapter 24. Okay, let me get it. And then you can read out here, man. Matthew 24. About the 10 virgins. Focus on parable of the 10 virgins, chapter 25, verse 1.
Shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom? And 5 of them were wise, and 5 of them were foolish. They that were foolish took their lamps, and took no oil with them.
Right? What is this oil? The truth and righteousness. Okay, the faith. This word that's supposed to be in your mind and in your heart. That oil of knowing the truth of the Holy Scriptures. Bishop Nate is, and all of that other punk shit coming up with all these faulty and felonious breakdowns filled with folly and bullshit. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 4 it says, but the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps. There was a cry made, behold, the bridegroom cometh, go ye out to meet him.
At midnight will be the implementation of the mark of the beast. That's when the hour of temptation will be implemented by the Most High God. That's where it says in this biblical prophecy, at midnight, the bridegroom trained. The bridegroom came. Read that again about the bridegroom.
Verse 6.
And at midnight.
And at midnight there was a cry made, behold, the bridegroom cometh, go ye out to him and meet him.
Right. That cry is being made by the prophets in Ezekiel 9 and 4 of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst of Babylon the Great. Merathaim, the land of double rebellion. Okay? So the cry is being made. The righteous men are standing on street corners risking their lives in freedom. The Most High surely will do nothing but he revealeth his secret unto his servants the prophets. The Most High has sent amongst you pastors according to his heart that feed you with knowledge and understanding. Isaiah.
This is verse 8. Verse 7, it says, then all those virgins arose and trimmed their lamps, and the foolish said unto the wise, give us your oil, for our lamps are gone out. Answered, saying, not so, lest there be not ourselves. And while they went to buy, the bridegroom came and was shut. Afterward came also the other virgins, saying, Lord, we know neither the day nor the hour wherein the Son of Man cometh.
Right? So the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is telling you that, you know, the Son of Man cometh, like it says in parable of the 5 virgins. Now, this video might be broken up because Esau Edom keeps coming in there trying to shut the fucking feed off. Okay? I'm telling you what this goddamn Edomite Caucasian punk bitch is doing to my video. He keeps coming in trying to shut my fucking video. Between 2018 between 2018 and now, these bastards have taken down 35 channels that I've been trying to put up, and every time I put some videos up, they take them down. I had Barazal Ayash of Jerusalem. I had a lot of channels. Okay? I really did. I had a lot of channels. Barazal Ayash of Jerusalem, which means Iron Man of Jerusalem. I had Abariath Hawad, which is my Hebrew glory. Okay? I had Quatazab Ayash, which means angry man. Okay? I had a lot of channels, man. Okay, yeah. I had a lot of channels. Bakayar Amana. I know some of y'all might remember that name that used to show up on a lot of comment boards with the little icon with the pyramid and the little tractor that knocked out the CNI off of the pyramid. They said fuck the New World Order underneath it. That was my channel, and they took that channel down too. They won't even put it back up. That's how much incriminating evidence I got against these bastards on that one for sure. Okay, they won't even put it back up. It was taken down during the Biden administration, but they won't even put it back up, man. Now they put it, shit. And I don't think they're gonna put it up any of my other ones. Real talk. Just fucking devils, man. Anyway, listen to this. Why? I repeat, do not carry any biological lineage to the original black, brown, 12 tribes of Hebrew Cajuns and their Christian belief system with Cicero Borgia, aka Jesus Cross, believing that they're gonna be saved. What the fuck did they gotta be saved from? They got driving down the street and 30 and 40,000 from what? See, in the name of Christianity, they murdered through genocide every goddamn body that was over here in America, calling them savages and said they discovered the place. How the fuck do you discover something? The reason why the Son of God is coming to fuck them up. Devils, man. They pissed me off for being, okay, get this. The villain and the victim. Oh, go to Psalm 62:3. I'll take these motherfuckers apart, man, because I write down biblical lessons all the time, every day. Trying to do now is they're trying to portray themselves as the victim, and then they're trying to go through their pseudoscience, because if you go and for the definition of pseudos means mistruth or a lie. Let me see if I can get that for you right quick. Go ahead, brother.
Slaying all of you as a going wall shall you be, and as a tottering fence. They only consult to cast him down from his excellency. They delight in lies. They bless with their mouth, but they curse inwardly, Selah.
Right? And they curse inwardly against us. Now you got some goddamn dude by the name of Shlomo Kramer talking shit out the side of his neck, a tech billionaire. How the fuck is he a tech billionaire? What the fuck made him a tech billionaire? I've never heard of this guy before. Talking about America needs to do white privilege, white supremacy, and they can do whatever the fuck they want to do. They've lost control of the narrative. So by default, they're trying to tell a lie and tell the American government, because they are in control of the American government, what they should do in order to destroy freedom of speech. They can take down all of these videos, all of these channels that have all this digital access, right? To shut it all down. That way you can't do nothing. Okay? That's what it's about. Okay? Revelation 12 and 12 again, brother.
Revelation 12 and 12. It says, Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time.
Exactly. This bastard's going through the earth using plausible deniability. And what's that other one? I made a video about it. Diplomatic immunity. Okay? Plausible deniability. A situation where someone can deny responsibility for or knowledge of wrongdoing, even if it's true. Wow. So these motherfuckers can officially tell you a woman may Megan Good, whatever her name was, they shot the bitch 3 times in the face. Okay? Even if it's true, and they know it's wrongdoing. They come up with, on the news, Kristi Noem get on the news talking shit out the side of her neck, lying bitch, talking about using plausible deniability, denial of any wrongdoing, even if it's true. On camera, in front of the entire world, and tell the world a lie and expect the world to believe it. Wow. That's the pride of these Edomite Caucasian devils, man. These motherfuckers are the devil the Bible speaks of. This is the only race and nationality of people that have the goddamn testicular fortitude to do something so wickedly and evil in the sight of the entire world, and with their chest stuck out, and then use plausible deniability and diplomatic immunity to cover it up in plain sight. That just covered up like that. You didn't see that. You didn't see that. You didn't see anything, did you? That's what they just said in front of the entire world. After a police officer who was out of the way of any danger pulled his gun and shot the bitch in the face 3 times and she was trying to run. That sounds just like Esau Edom, don't it? Misdirection. They got on there with misdirection. The act or the process of directing someone in the wrong direction or to the wrong place. Right? How did they do that? They blame. Looked like she was trying to run from the police. Wow, man. Godless death. Man. It's my battery charger. Done flipped out. Everything, man. See, when I get to the truth and the crux of the juxtaposition of all of this bullshit, when I get to the crux, right, of today's lesson, Satan do something else. Every time. I'm sick to goddamn death of this bastard. Listen. Misdirection. The act or process of directing someone in the wrong direction or to the wrong place. It is a magician's ability to manipulate people's attention, thoughts, and memory to misguide or to mislead the action of making people else. They don't want you to notice that he shot her in the face when he wasn't. He was way over here. The car was over there where Brother Call at and shot the bitch in the face and in the side of the back of the head while she was leaving. In front of everybody. Plausible deniability. A situation where someone can deny responsibility, proving the allegation. In other words, it's the ability to convincingly claim ignorance or innocence even when there are strong indications of involvement. And you saw a video the other day of a very strong indication of involvement of what these devils had done. Okay? You saw the involvement, but it didn't matter. Right? To be used strategically to avoid responsibility or accountability. Okay? And that's what Kristi Noem has come up with that bullshit. Her and Donald Trump. Okay? He got on Truth Social telling a goddamn trumped up bullshit lie that was created by the people, by Stephen Miller, more than likely. Right? Small penis punk. Talking shit about you have awakened the dragon. Well, bring it on, pussy. Okay, so we can get it over with. Because the quicker you come against us, the faster the Son of God is gonna wipe you motherfuckers off the face of the earth, punk. So bring that shit already. Bring the smoke. Because the Son of the Most High God gonna fuck you up. Even if you do kill us, I will be satisfied with His likeness. Go to Psalms chapter 17, last verse. Punk. Talk about it. You don't know what you've done. You have awakened the dragon. Well, you kiss my ass running upside down, monkey. Because you're the one going in the chains and acting that Psalm 17, last verse.
Righteousness I shall be satisfied when I awake with thy likeness.
Okay? So I will be satisfied and awake with the likeness of the Most High God in heaven. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Yep, my charger's tripping. It's all good. I just need to charge it. Okay, that's all I need to do, just charge it. I probably didn't charge it because it's red. It's a jumper box that I bought, so when we out here preaching, we can just plug it into the jumper box, and we can preach all day and keep our phones charged, our devices charged, you know. But anyway, this is what they're claiming. Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 12. Right? And then I'm going to go into the definition of professional victim. Look, you smell that? These crackers are smoking weed too.
Habakkuk 2 and 12.
Habakkuk 2 and 12.
It says, woe to him that buildeth a town with blood and establisheth a city by iniquity.
Exactly. Woe in the biblical scriptures means war. Woe. W-O-E. War on Edom. Okay? That's another another deal for you. Woe. When the Bible says woe, it means war on Edom. And these crackers know that they're Edomites. They just don't want us to know that they're Edomites. So we can reprove them for their being wicked, murderous thugs, lying, cheats, thieves. Right? Professional victim. A person exaggerating or fabricating experiences to manipulate, gain attention, or avoid response. B.B. Makowski does. This is what those Ashkenazi Khazar deniers do. And this is what Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, the devil here in America does. That was a long time ago. That was my great-great-great-great-grandpappy. I ain't did nothing to you guys. I didn't enslave you guys. That was a long time ago. Get over it. Okay? After we put these motherfuckers in slavery for 1,000 years, we're gonna ask them every day. Don't worry about it. Get over it. Every day for 1,000 years. Get over it, prick of wood. Pick that shit up. Move it over there. Get over it. Get over it. We're gonna shove it in your fucking face like we picked up a cow patty and smash it in your mouth. Every day. Pick it up. Eat it. Okay? Because like it says in Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 33. Wait on the brother.
It says, thus says the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel fast, they refuse to let them go.
Right. Go to Isaiah chapter 29. No. Chapter 46, verse 29. Last verse. Isaiah 46. Isaiah. No. Isaiah's back this way. Isaiah 46. Okay, was it Isaiah 46 or Isaiah 29, verse 46? Okay, Isaiah 29, verse 46, I'm sorry. 29, verse 46. Salakia, y'all. Pages sticking together and stuff. Yeah. Okay. Got it. Okay, let's do this. Okay. Okay, hold on. I got the, I said Isaiah 46 and 29. No, it was 49 and 26. Okay, you see how 46 and 29, 49, 26, I got it. I was right, but I had the numbers wrong in the wrong place. Go ahead.
It says, and I will feed as with sweet wine, and all flesh shall know the mighty one of Jacob.
See? So we're going to know, they fall down, we're going to tell a Moabite or an Ammonite to chop up that body and feed that flesh to these goddamn animals. Sweet wine. They drink the blood of the Israelite children for adrenochrome, which is sweet wine to these motherfuckers. That's how they able to stay young. Look at Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise damn near 70 fucking years old and barely look out a day out of his 40s. Okay? Look at Cher. Cher, 89 years old. That bitch barely look over 59, 60 years old. Diana Ross, 78. These people are drinking blood called adrenochrome. Okay? That's what the fuck they're doing. Okay? That's their longer life elixir. Okay? That's just how they stay young. Young looking. They drink the blood of adrenaline infused blood of little babies. Okay? Right. I'm finished right now. Professional victim, a person who consistently and habitually portrays themselves as a victim, often exaggerating or fabricating experiences to manipulate or gain attention or avoid responsibility for their own actions. This person has not truly experienced or understand the suffering of genuine victims, i.e., a person who Isaiah chapter 33, verse 1. Right? Woe to thee that spoilest, and thou wast not spoiled, and deals. When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled. And when thou shalt make thee, and this is a perfect opportunity for the heathen nations to deal treacherously with Esau, Edom, in us. That's crazy. These motherfuckers will commit suicide to stop us from this truth, man. Wow, man. Almost wiped the chick out right in front of us, dog. You see? But anyway, so the Most High Yahweh, their judgment from the Most High. Okay? Nothing can be done. Isaiah chapter 42 verse 1. Behold my servant whom I uphold, mine elect, in whom my soul delighteth. I have put my spirit upon him. He shall bring forth judgment to the Gentiles. Right? So the spirit of the Most High God, the Rahabah Kodash, is being put on us right here as prophets. Okay, risking our lives and freedom to tell these devils the truth to their face, that their hegemony is over with. They're about to go into captivity and enslavement after they're destroyed. The Lord that created thee, O Jacob, and he that formed thee, O Israel. You have to know that. And if you don't know that by now, you will be left here and melted. Because like it says in Joel chapter 2, verse 32, he that calleth upon the name of the Lord shall be delivered. That's the only way out. To the east, call Allah Yahweh, great millstone, for pushing 100% truth and doing well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. I'm going to give y'all a couple more prayers and then, okay. Here's one. Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Babakwashah, Babakwashah, Babashamka, Baha, Right, Yahwam Yah. Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, please, please, please help me and hear me to stand strong in your name in the evil days. Okay? That's what we got to do. Okay? Apalal Ya Yakal, La Hakwata, Quataza, La Ilah, La Marakab, Shal Yahweh, Ma'ashim Yahushai, Had the one Shal Hakwayai. I pray to the endurance of Ma'ashim Yahushai in the midst of the sky. Right? La'at Dashatapnaya, Shabalat Mayam, Wala'a, Taba'al Naya, Mataza, Wala'a, Ta'atar, Alya, Ba'ar, Pa Yaha. Right? Psalm 69 and 15. Let not the water flood overflow me, neither let the deep swallow me up. Let not the pit shut her mouth upon